Alrighty, hey everybody, welcome back to Chasing Tails Dog Training. I'm Rebecca. Welcome back to our monthly Q&A. Happy October. Spooky season, it's my favorite month. So unfortunately, I didn't have any questions come in, but that's okay. I figured I would just tackle some of the bigger myths that I've heard about and some of the things that we can kind of help clear up some of those confusions, because I know there's a lot of information out there. I'm going to go with my feelings on it and why I feel that way. If you've got something that you would like me to cover in the future, drop a comment in. I am more than happy to try and squeeze in, even if it's not on theme, I'm happy to squeeze in questions. Or if it's too peculiar to your situation, I might reply to you separately in a direct message or something like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got 6 myths here for you. Let's make sure we can get them all covered here. So myth number 1 comes about alpha theory and people saying that my dog misbehaves because he's trying to be alpha. For one, this is a very outdated theory. This theory was brought upon by wolf studies, and unfortunately those results are skewed anyways because wolves out in the wild act very different from the wolves that were studied. Those wolves were in captivity. So that's already skewed and already not a good enough answer if you ask me. That and while dogs did descend from wolves, they're not wolves. There's too many thousands of years between wolves and dogs. They are different species for a reason. When we think about it, dogs are not plotting to take over our household. The misbehaviors usually come from confusion, stress, or honestly just your dog's natural behavior. So when we think natural behavior, I've heard people say, my dog is trying to be alpha because they always try to get out of the door first. Or is it just that the outside is really exciting and they're just excited to go see something beyond the house? Or my dog is trying to be alpha because he keeps coming on the couch. Or is it because the couch is just a really comfy place to lay? I wouldn't consider those alpha behaviors. I would say that if those are not behaviors that you like, you need to work on like a wait command at the door so your dog knows you get to go out first. Or has to wait until there's a command given for him to go outside. The same with the couch. If you don't want your dog on the couch, teach a really solid off command. I personally like my dog on the couch when he wants to be, but there are times that I'm like, nah, I'm out touched. I have a toddler and I can't do it. Get off. And he knows, okay, and he'll go find his own thing to do. A lot of this is focusing on clarity, consistency, and really rewarding the behaviors that we want. And I can absolutely help you through those through training, both in the classes or in the private, kind of depending on what your situation is. Myth number 2. A wagging tail always means a happy dog. Absolutely not. Tail wagging is similar to like the hackles or the hair up along the spine. It's called piloerection. And all it really signals is arousal in the dog. Just like hackles don't always mean aggressive, it just means the dog's overstimulated in one way or another. The hackles likely mean this could be a bad situation, just like tail wagging could mean I'm super excited, or it could mean I am really on edge. Tail could be excitement, stress, aggression. It's really important that we kind of look at different body language. I like to look at the acronym MEET, M-E-E-T. Look at the mouth, the eyes, the ears, and the tail to kind of get a general sense of what the dog is feeling. Do we have relaxed muscles, relaxed ears, relaxed mouth and eyes? Tail wagging is likely going to be pretty erratic and all over the place because we're just too excited to contain ourselves. If we've got more of that stiff body, that hard stare, like when somebody mean mugs you out of nowhere and you're like, I didn't even do anything. Kind of that look. And then their tail wagging might be more methodical. It might be a little bit tighter. Those mean I'm on edge and get on out of there. So just some kind of different ways. I actually learned this in animal control too. Saw a dog with a wagging tail and I said something to my field training officer, and he's like, that's not a happy dog. And I was like, well, no, he's not happy, but like he's not awful. And yeah, dog tried to eat me. That was in my early dog days. Whoops. Myth number 3. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. Lies. Absolute lies. I mean, you can ask my husband. My dog is 12 years old. We still learn stuff because, for one, it's fun for me. I get to practice new stuff. And 2, it keeps his brain sharp. It keeps him thinking and looking forward to new things. It's a great form of that mental enrichment that we're constantly looking about and constantly talking about. Older dogs might need shorter sessions because it's exhausting for them, but often their focus is actually better than puppies. Puppies are so excited to go and explore all the things, whereas an older dog is like, I know the things. Let me focus on you for a few minutes. Like I said, just make your sessions a little bit shorter. When we think of teaching an older dog new tricks, a lot of it is, like if you think even in humans, as kids, we're all about, let's go run after a ball and run and chase, and yeah. That sounds exhausting to me, honestly, as I get older. Whereas now I'm happy to do like a puzzle. It's still something that is entertaining to me, but it's not so much, if you know what I'm saying. Another super common myth that I come across is that dogs feel guilty when they do something wrong. No, they don't. There's actually been a lot of studies done about dogs and feelings and emotions. And yes, dogs have feelings. You can tell when a dog is happy. You can tell when a dog is kind of dumpy and just not happy. But when they get that guilty look, that's more of an emotion than a feeling. They have not figured out emotions with dogs. And honestly, that guilty look that you're getting is really more appeasement behaviors. The ears back, kind of hunched, maybe they'll be avoiding eye contact. Some of them you get the little goofy smile. That's not the dog feeling bad about what they did. That is the dog reacting to you. They can see that you're upset. They don't want to get yelled at, so they're going to do what they can to appease you. They don't necessarily make the connection that you are mad because they got into the trash or because they chewed up your kid's toy or whatever it is. The biggest thing that we can do is figure out prevention strategies. Maybe it's getting a trash can with a lid or closing the bathroom door if your dog is excited about Q-tips and cotton balls. And really teaching them what would be a better thing to do. You're at home, you're bored, you're alone. Instead of getting into the trash, you know what? We have these puzzle toys over here that you can get into. We have these chew things that you can get into. That way your dog isn't bored, but they're not seeking that adventure of counter surfing, trash can diving, anything like that. Myth number 5. Punishment is the fastest way to stop bad behaviors. Well, punishment may stop short-term behaviors, but it really doesn't teach the dog anything. It can actually damage a lot of trust between the dog and the human. Whereas positive reinforcement, really, it builds lasting results. Because if you think about it, if you are at your job and you get put on a new task, something that you've never done, and your boss just walks away and says, do the things, I expect it done in 2 hours. Well, you're gonna kind of panic and be like, well, I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I'm gonna try and figure this out. And your boss comes back in 2 hours and they say that it's not right. How are you gonna feel if they just berate you and tell you how awful you are? This is where that form of positive reinforcement comes in that we're not saying this is what you have to do. It's saying, hey, instead of doing this behavior, let's do this one instead. This one has negative consequences. This one has good consequences. For example, jumping on people. If dogs are jumping, typically we have a negative response of like, that's not what I like. Versus greeting somebody with a sit, that's gonna get you attention and love and probably cookies, because who doesn't love cookies? I hope that kind of makes sense. Myth number 6, playing tug makes a dog aggressive. Not true. Tug is my dog's favorite game. It's not mine, but he loves it, so we do it because it's something that he loves. However, we really want to make sure that we've got really good rules. Tug is a great way to build impulse control and really teach them what we want. So with the rules of our game, we want to make sure that we've got a solid drop it and keep our play on the gentle side. I don't know about you guys, I've got bursitis in one shoulder. If you're going to be sitting there and pulling on me, like, that's going to have a flare up and that's going to make me cranky. I'm going to have to go to the doctor and all the things. I don't got time for that. So instead, we make sure for Toby, drop it is a bad command. He doesn't respond well to it, so we change the words. His words are let go. You can change up the words. Your dogs do not speak English. Honestly, Toby used to come to me to the command purple dinosaur. Let me know if you have questions on that. I'm happy to answer them. But for time's sake, tug of war is a great outlet to get both energy and frustration out. You ever want to just go and punch a wall? That's probably going to hurt, so you don't do it. But maybe pulling on something or finding some way to use that frustrated energy. That's a great way for dogs to get some of that out. Just remember, teach it a proper drop it cue and keep the play gentle. If it becomes too rough, drop the toy. Make it so it's no longer a fun toy. This actually will help reinforce your drop it, and it's going to help your dog learn where the rules are. How rough can we play versus if we get too rough, all the play goes away. Those are 6 of the biggest myths that I really have come across throughout my time working with dogs. I really hope it clears up some of the confusion that you might have with different training methods and behaviors, and really helps you learn to understand your pup and where their brain is coming from. If you have any questions, again, reach out. I am happy to answer questions as much as I can, whether I drop it in next month's video or shoot you a message, or come along to our free group strolls. I'm happy to answer questions while we're there. But speaking of next month, it's November, the time of Thanksgiving. Our theme for next month's questions is going to be grateful for good manners. I'm going to be talking about some polite greetings, impulse controls, some Thanksgiving prep tips that you can go over so you can have a well-mannered pup with guests around the holiday gatherings. You're not going to want to miss it. And we're also going to go over some of those things because we all get that urge to give our pup extra snacks around the holidays. So we're going to go over some of the snacks that pup can have versus snacks that pup really shouldn't have. I can't wait to see you guys next month. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.